Uh, Good morning, student. In the last lecture of our fitting shop, here we have introduced you all the tools which we are used in the fitting shop. Okay. Now in today's lecture, we are going to show you how we can prepare a job here in the fitting shop. For that, the job which we are going to prepare is the V male female joint. This is the first job. Okay, in that one there are two parts. One is the male part, other one is the female part. Okay, that's why the name is V male female joint. Okay, now we are going to explain you which are the different steps which you have to perform here while preparing this job. Here the first step is here the selection of the raw material. The first step is selection of the raw material. Here the raw material required for this job is according to its final dimensions. Here according to the final dimensions we have to take some bigger than that. Here so the raw material required for this V male female joint is here the mild steel flat. This is the mild steel flat. Okay, the dimension required here for the raw material is 65 millimeter length, here 40 millimeter width, here and 5 millimeter thickness. Okay, so this is the first step here to take the raw material. Here the next step here in this job is to prepare all these four sides here in the exactly right angle. Here now in this raw material, here these edges are not in right angles to each other. Here again, here they, at the time of cutting, here such type of burrs are also there. Here so we have to remove this burr, as well as here we have to make all four edges exactly in right angle. Okay, here so how we can make this four edges right angle, that we are going to show you. Now this is the job here which we are holding here in the bench wise. In the bench wise. Now hold the job properly. Here only few 5 to 10 millimeter you have to keep above this bench voice. Here don't hold it very above the bench voice. Okay, then with the help of file, here this is the file. Here with the help of this file we are going to make one edge here in right angle. Okay, now while making the filing, this process is known as a filing process. Here you can observe how to hold the file in your hand. Okay, in right hand you have to hold the handle here, and left hand you have to put it on the file at the another end. Okay, so that you can apply the proper force here on the workpiece. Now while applying the force, clear, the position of the person should be like this. Clear, one leg ahead and other one is behind. Okay, so that you can stand properly and you can apply the force properly. Second important thing here while doing the filing, okay, here you have to keep the file exactly in horizontal position. Here don't file it in this way. Okay, you won't get a right angle in that case. Okay, hold it in neither like this. Here you have to hold the file exactly in horizontal position. Now this edge is prepared. Now we'll check whether it is in the properly right angle or not. Okay, now check. Now with the help of tri-square, here this is the tri-square. With the help of this tri-square we are going to check whether it is exactly in right angle or not. Clear? Now for one edge, listen, here for one edge, here you have to hold the tri-square in this way. Okay, and check whether it is in the exactly proper right angle or not. Okay, when we check it, it is observed that at some place at the middle here it is touching here, and at these two places here there is a gap. It means that it is not exactly in the right angle position. Okay, so where it is touching, here we'll do the small filing over there so that it should be exactly in right angle position. Now again we will cross check. Now it is exactly in the right angle position. Okay, now with respect to this reference edge, now here we are going to prepare the another edges exactly in right angle. Okay, now you have to hold the tri-square in this way here, because we are taking this as a reference here, and by using this as a reference we are going to make this edge in right angle now. Okay, now hold the job in the voice. Now you will observe that with reference to the earlier edge, now this edge is exactly in the right angle position. Okay. Okay. You remove the job and check once again whether it is exactly in right angle or not. Now we have to prepare the third edge. Yes, so the edge which we have to prepare, you have to hold it in the voice properly. And in the similar way, you have to do the filing. Now with respect to the earlier edge, let's check whether this edge is exactly in right angle or not. Okay. Now we'll cross check once again, and now sir is saying that it is exactly in right angle. Here it is, there is no any gap. Okay, it is exactly fitting. Okay, and as two edges are exactly perpendicular to each other as per that tri-square. Okay, now the last edge is remaining. So to prepare that last edge, here hold the job in a proper position. Okay, now this fourth edge is also in right angle. Now all we have prepared all the four edges here, and all the four edges now in right angle exactly. Now this is the earlier the raw material was not in right angle. Now all the four edges are exactly in right angle. Okay. Now after making this exactly in right angle, it may possible that here there may be some burrs on the edges. Clear? So for to remove that burrs and to make these edges clear a little bit blunt, here we are making the filing. Okay, slightly. This process is also known as a chamfering. Now with the help of this cleaning brush, here we are going to clean the job here, so that the next step is marking, so that we can make the marking properly on that job. Okay, now this is the cleaning. Here if there is some rusting or something on that job, here that hard brush removes that rust. Now this our second step is over. Okay, the second step was here to this is the blank preparation. Here all four edges are in right angle. Okay, now the next step, after that the next step is the marking operation. Here we have to do the marking on this blank as per our drawing. Okay, this is this is our drawing, clear. So as per this drawing, clear, now we have to do the marking, clear. We have to do the marking for this and this, clear. Now with the help of pencil or marker, we cannot do the marking for the fitting job, clear, because it may happen that during the working on that particular job, clear, that marking which we make with the help of pencil or chalk, it may get erased, clear. That's why for the fitting job, here we are going to do the marking with the help of marking dot punch. It is known as a dot punch, clear. So with the help of that dot punch, where is the dot punch? With the help of this dot punch, clear, we are going to do the marking, clear. So for that, the first procedure is that with the help of wet chalk, here we are going to make this material. Now we have to wait for some time, clear, so that that chalk will get dry, okay, and on that one we can do the marking now. Now this on raw material, clear, now the chalk is dry now, and on that dry chalk we are going to do the marking with the help of marking gauges, okay. Now the first, just 1 minute, listen, this is our main job. Here now here we have to make one part as a male and other one as a female, and on this male part, here we have to do one drilling and tapping operation. Here the center of this tap, clear, is at a distance of 15 millimeter from this edge, clear, and on center of this 40 millimeter, okay, clear. So first we'll make this center line, okay, then by considering this edge as a reference, clear, from this edge, clear, this center line is at a distance of 15 millimeter. So with the help of this reference, clear, we'll draw one horizontal line at a distance of 15 millimeter. Then this corner is at a distance of 10 millimeter ahead, clear. Then at 10 millimeter we'll draw another line, clear. Then the third line is at a distance of 5 millimeter, clear, because there is a gap, clear. We can't cut exactly like this, clear. So we have to make this gap of 5 millimeter, and we have to make these edges, clear, so that in between these two edges we'll cut this job, clear, into two parts, male and female, and then we'll do the finishing, okay. Here now sir is showing you how we can do the mark the center line. Here this is 40 millimeter, here. So on this caliper, here we are going to make here 20 millimeter, okay. Now it is exactly at 20 millimeter, here. Now transfer that dimension on this job. Now this is the center line, here we have drawn the center line. Now next line is with the help of this edge. Now we are going to make one line at a distance of 15 millimeter, then next 10 millimeter. Okay, this is the line of 15 millimeter. The next 10 millimeter means from the edge it is 25 millimeter. $5 plus 20 millimeter. Okay, now we have drawn the horizontal lines also, clear, at the required dimensions as shown in this job. Now we have to join this inclined line, clear, like a V groove. Now listen, this edge, clear, or this corner we have to join with this, okay. We have marked this at a distance of 45 millimeter, okay. So now
मी तयारी थांबलाय तुमचं काय
Now we have to mark it with the help of pencil here, but this pencil dimensions are not retained here when we'll work on that workpiece here. That's why we have to do the dot punch. With the help of dot punch we have to make these dimensions permanent. Now there is one tapping operation also here. So here we have to do the tapping operations here, and the center of the tapping operation we have to do it with the center punch. Here dot punch is a very depth is less for the dot punch, but for the center punch the depth is more, so that here the drilling bit can be fitted properly exactly at the center. It is a center punch. Here this is a center punch, and with the help of the center punch here we are going to do the center marking for the drilling operation. This is a center operation. Center punch. Okay. Then with the help of dot punch here we are going to make small dots. For center punch we have hammered 2-3 times clear, but for the dot punch here slowly we have to hammer here, and only once. We are doing this operation here, dot punch here. With the help of this we can make the marking permanent. With the help of dot punch here we have make the marking permanent. Okay, here for V groove here, and this is the center line. Okay, now actually we have to make the two different parts of this job. Similar two different parts we have to make, and in one part there is a drilling and tapping operation. Okay, now you have to select the different process properly. Now in this job, if we cut this job before drilling, clear, then it becomes difficult to hold the job for the drilling operation. Clear? That's why first you have to select the drilling and then this cutting operation. Okay. This is the drilling hoist. Here we are going to fit this drilling hoist on the drilling machine. Here, so fit the job on the drilling hoist properly. On this job, here actually we have to do the tapping operation. Here tapping means it is a threading operation. Here, but the job which we cannot hold on the lathe machine, clear, for such type of job we have to do the threading with the help of tapping. Clear, so that operation is known as a tapping operation. Now before tapping operation we have to do the drilling. Okay, and that is a pilot drill. Yeah, and in that drilling then we have to do that, we are going to do the tapping operation. Okay, now for the drilling operation we are going to hold it in the drill chuck. Here, and with the help of this drilling machine, here we are going to do the drilling on that job. Here in this drilling machine, here this is the base of the drilling machine. Here, and second one is the working table of the drilling machine. Here drill chuck. Here this is the column. Here on this column, this working table can move up and downward, so that we can adjust this space. Here, because a few jobs are more height. Here few jobs are having the less height. Clear, that's why we can adjust this working table up and down on this column. Okay, clear, and this is a 3-phase motor, clear, with the help of which we can rotate the drill bit. Now how to fit the drill bit in the drill chuck? Clear, this is the drill bit. With the help of chuck key, you have to fit the drill bit properly. Here there should not be any vibratory motion. Now check whether it is exactly at the center or not. Now lock the working table here and put the voice on the working table. We have to pour the coolant, because very high heat is generated because of the friction, and it may spoil the drill bit. Okay, so to avoid that, here we have to use the coolant. Now we are changing the drill bit here, and we are using the bigger drill now. Here this is a 12 millimeter drill here, which we are going to use as a counter sunk hole. Here with the help of this drill bit, we are not going to make a through hole. Here it is just at the beginning, here which is known as a counter sunk. That's all. This is a counter sunk. On the back side also we have to make the counter sunk. We made the hole here with the counter sunk here on both the side. Here why we are using this counter sunk, so that here the bolt which we are going to fit it, here it should fit properly. Now after drilling, we have to do the this threading operation here, which is known as a tapping. Okay, now we have to make the thread of M10. M stand for metric thread of 1.5 millimeter pitch. Okay, so accordingly we have to select the different tap. Here these are the different tap. Okay, we cannot make the directly M10 tapping. Yeah, so first we have to make the smaller tap, and then we have to make the use the bigger tap.
Second number.
These are the different taps here which we use for the different type of threading. So this tap we are going to use to make the M10 tapping, okay, or M10 thread.
Properly vertical.
Okay, now you hold the tap properly, exactly in vertical position. Here the threading should be exactly vertical. Here your bolt should not fit in inclined position. To reduce the friction, we have to use the oil. While doing this tapping operation, clear, you have to use the reverse and forward movement.
It's easy to cut.
This is known as a tapping operation. You can observe that after the tapping operation, it should rotate in with one finger. Here it means that smoothly we can insert the bolt. This is the final finishing touch. Okay, M10 tap we are using.
Check.
Okay. Now we have to check it whether this bolt is fitting properly or not. This is the bolt here with M10 thread here, but it is having the external thread, and we make here in this job workpiece internal threading. Okay. Now we will check whether it is fitting properly or not. Clear? It should fit properly. The nut, threading should be proper. It should not fit like an incline or something like that. It should be exactly vertical. Here. Now cross check. See how smoothly it is, we are rotating it inside the workpiece. There should not be any play. Now that particular thread nut can only fit, bolt can only fit in that nut. Okay, if you use the oversized nut, it cannot fit. This is the undersize, smaller. Now we have finished the tapping operation. Here now the next process is here the cutting of this workpiece in the two different pieces.
External
Listen, this is the convention for the internal threading. Here, when we are doing the internal threading, here the internal circle here is the full and external one is the 3/4. Here, whereas if there is a external threading, here external circle full and internal is 3/4. Clear? So this is the convention for the threading which you are going to learn in the next semester in engineering drawing. Here, first operation raw material which we have finished. Second one is the right angle edges. Here, that also we have finished. The next one is the marking. Then this is the dot punch here to make the permanent marking. Here, then this is the drilling and tapping. Here, so these 5 steps we have finished. Now in 6th step, here we are going to make here this piece work piece into 2 different pieces. Here we are going to cut this job from here so that we can get the male female, and then we are going to after cutting this, here we are going to file it properly so that there should be the exactly this male and female part should match with each other. Here this is our final job. Okay.
Separation.
For the separation of these 2 pieces, here in that dot punch, here we are going to fill the chalk so that the marking should be clearly visible. We have make the dot punch on both the side here, and we have filled the chalk here so that the marking is clearly visible. Now with the help of hacksaw, here we are going to separate these 2 pieces. Hold the job in inclined position so that here the cutting should be exactly in vertical position. A slight adjustment is required so that the cut should be exactly in vertical position. Okay. Okay. This is a very crucial operation. Here you have to hold the hacksaw properly. On right hand, in right hand you have to hold the handle, and on left hand here you have to hold the hacksaw here at the another end. Okay, and you have to do the cutting operation properly so that the cut should be in proper and proper marking only. Here there should not be the incline cut. If the cut is inclined and beyond the marking, here it will spoil your entire job. Okay, so the first cut is over. Here now we are going to make the another cut from this side. For that, accordingly you have to hold the workpiece. Now with the help of these 2 cuts, here we have make this we have separated this part here in 2 different parts. One is a male, other one is a female. Here now we have to do the, with the help of file, we have to do the finishing. Here so that this is exactly fitted properly in the given dimension.
This way or this way?
Anyhow, here either on both the sides it should fit properly. Listen, for preparing these edges we have used the flat file. Here this flat file we have used, but now for filing this, here we are going to use the flat file here, as well as here there is one sharp corner also there. Here to do the filing of such a corner, here we are going to use here such a triangular file. Here this is the triangular file. Here with the help of this triangular file, here we can do the filing of the corners. You have to hold the job such that the working face here should be horizontal, and with the help of this flat file, first you have to do the filing. Now with the help of triangular file we are giving the finishing touch. This one is the final finish, one piece. Now here we will do the finishing of the another part of that male female joint.
Kaya halian. Kaya na. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ
Slightly you have to hammer here, and where it will touch here, that point only you need to file. Okay.
shining.
Now you'll observe that it is shining over here. Okay, means that part only you have to file. Now you can observe this here after the final finishing. After the final finishing, it is completely fitting properly on either side. Here, show the back side. On the back side also it is fitting properly. Okay, and the marks of the students are depends on this final finishing. Your marks are based means according to the rubrics. For each step there are marking, but for the final finishing is important. Okay. To store the job here, if you place it in the open atmosphere, here there may be some rusting. Okay, so we are going to put it in the plastic bag here and pouring the oil here. Because of the oil, the rusting will not take place. Okay, and wrap it properly, and it is ready for the submission now. Thank you.